5 metres out just to the left of the Trinity post. Leeming to Smith, short pass to his right, and Leeds are in! It's Bentley with his first try for Leeds Rhinos. Short pass to the right, and Bentley sailed over untouched. The Rhinos break the deadlock. Leeds 4, Wakefield 0. Smothering defence from Trinity, 5 metres out Leeds. On the left-hand post, Leeming goes towards the post, gets it to Smith. Space for Austin, Bentley's in for a second! He's like buses. He gets his first try and then a second one comes along. Leeds Rhinos into double figures now. It's Leeds 10, Wakefield 0. So the penalties where the ball landed, which is just short of the Leeds line. So Trinity in a really good position here to try and find the first points. Miller goes short and Wakefield are in. It's Whitbread with the try. They've made the extra man count. They've not gone wide though. They went route one stuff. Short pass, Whitbread muscled his way over and Trinity strike back. Leeds 12, Wakefield 4. 10 metres out in centre field. Leeming goes to his right, Mikolaj Olensky gets the pass away! And the Rhinos are in. It's Austin, I think, who's bounced over for Leeds. And that might be the game changer now. The Rhinos score their first try of the second half. It is Blake Austin, and it's Leeds Rhinos 18, Wakefield Trinity 6. 15 metres out Leeds, 90 seconds to play, leading by 20 points to 6. To this right side to Austin. Austin goes to Reese Martin. He gets it out and Fosatua dives in! A final flourish for the Rhinos. Rowan Smith has his first win in charge. It's Leeds 24, Wakefield 6.
Proud to follow Rugby League.
Let's go in a little low level job, get moving, get that ball moving. Low level, nice and easy. Just reset, relax, reset. Nice and tall. and then just switching, nice quick switches. Can be a double or a single, couple off each side.
Hey mate.
Oh, we lads, alright.
Hey mate, hey guys, you alright?
Bring it on, then you're going to wait with me for a few minutes, yeah? Yeah. You having a good night? Yeah? Have you been to Leeds before?
No, this is first time watching England.
Ready for you? So that's how I'm going for a while now. Let's make it count.
Control of the game for Leeds Rhinos, number 11, James Bentley. It's 12, Warrington Trinity 6.
Yeah, get an idle fumble going. On the call, fight for unders on the call. Let's go! Yeah, we're on. Let's play. Come on. Let's go, yeah. Nice and tight here. Nice and tight. Yeah, boys. Same tempo.
Let's start first half. Keep going, push.
Yep.
Leeds Rhinos, number 6, Blake Austin. with just 64-42 for almost making the United States. The Rhinos very quick. Oh, that goal later in the second round, 40-15. That fixture pace, England tickets for all 7 games in Leeds. It's only available
Got a chance to freshen up over the weekend. Good opportunity to get some more team work done. There'll be some work leading into that next game. Long turnaround, so there'll be a mix of break and work. So we're building it up and we're taking a step up against the opposition next time. But well done. Show us the song.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Headingley Stadium for this afternoon's feature reserves clash. It's Leeds Rhinos reserves against Warrington Wolves reserves. The Rhinos coming into this game off the back of some great form recently. 3 wins from 3, including a game that was handed to them because Wakefield cancelled the game. But big wins against Castleford and Hull KR coming into this, while Warrington just a few places behind them, also with 3 wins this season. And it's live from Headingley Stadium. My name's Dan Hawkhead, and I'll be bringing you the next 2 hours of action from the stadium. And alongside me is under-18s and reserves, halfback, bit of fullback as well, Alfie Edgell. Alfie, welcome to the stream. How do you see this game going?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's good to be here. I think we've got a strong team out. It's good to see a full Leeds team this week. Throughout the season, we've had quite a few players coming in from elsewhere, but it looks a real strong team because I'm looking forward to it, yeah.
So there's the break for the Challenge Cup has given the Rhinos the chance to field some of their own talent. Like you say, a couple of first teamers, we'll go through the teams in just a moment, but a couple of first teamers in there. It'd be good to give them a bit of game time. But as a under-18s player, what will that give the younger guys as well?
Oh, I'll give them absolutely loads because I probably underestimated the fact how much it gives them until that OKR game, and we had Alex Mellor come in, and honestly, it helped us so much. I think that game, he helped us get through it. His talk, and he just led by example. So having more than one in there, it'll only be good for the team.
And a tense game finishing that one.
Yeah.
It's those sorts of games that we're hoping is the same again today. I think.
Yeah, I hope it's a good game, but hopefully we win no matter what.
So we'll take you through the team, starting with Warrington Wolves. At fullback is number 1, Noah Booth. On the wings is Jake Thewlis and Zach Bardsley-Rowe. In the centres, Jack Derbyshire and Dan Browen. In the halves, Riley Dean, who's played a couple of Super League games for the Wire since coming through from their academy into their first team. He'll wear 27 today, alongside Leon Hayes. Then into the forwards, Morgan Burgess and Luke Thomas are the power props that'll be looking to move the Wolves down the field, alongside Tom Inham, who has been ever present for the Wolves in this season so far, in the reserve, sorry. And then into the back row, Nolan Tupea, Ellis Longstaff, who Alfie will get to know very well. We'll get to know a little bit more about that soon. And then at loose forward is Jacob Gannon. On the bench for the Wolves, Lucas Green, Jamie Redcliffe, Noah High, and Aidan Dolan. Now on to the all-important Leeds team. I know you're waiting for it at home or wherever you are watching today. So at fullback for the Rhinos is number 1, Mackenzie Turner. On the wing for Leeds, Jack Smith, who's sponsored by Galliford Try Constructions. And he's got Mackay Bridgman-Reaney in his centre. The other centre, Jack Broadbent, comes back after missing the last 3 games. He's sponsored by Johnston Paint. And his winger will be Neil Chimambe, who, alongside Jack Smith, is making his first reserves appearance of the season. In the halves for Leeds, Jack Sinfield, sponsored by Sporting Image, has been involved for both the reserves and the 18s this year. And he's joined by the solo external player, who is Cameron Berry from Hunslet. In the forwards for Leeds, Muiz Mustafa, also one to make his first reserves appearance of the season, is joined by Corey Johnson, who makes his first appearance following an injury against Wigan reserves in March. And then Tom Holroyd is the other prop who's sponsored by West Riding Paper Services. Corey Johnson as well, sponsored by YF Furniture. And then into the second rows and loose forwards, Sam Walters, who's only got 1 appearance for the first team this year. He's in for today. He's sponsored by Warner's Fish Merchant alongside Joe Gibbons. And the loose forward and captain is Joe Hurd, sponsored by Pickup Self Storage, as the teams make their way out onto the field. And on the bench for Leeds is 14, Jared O'Connor, sponsored by Board RM, Jake Higgins, Nathan Snee, and Danny Salkeld, who's sponsored by Easyway Drain Care. So Alfie, after running through those teams, looks an enticing one when you look at the Leeds team. A lot of first teamers in there.
Yeah, it's going to be a really exciting game. I'm excited to see them all play for reserves, but also really excited to see the other end, like Neil Chimambe and Jack Smith on debut for reserves. So it's good at both ends.
So we're just taking the 13 seconds for the RFL's Tackle It campaign, obviously against all forms of discrimination and hate within the sport. There's no room for it. We're just about to get underway. 2 places separate, a singular place, separate these two in the league. And we're underway through the boot of Jack Sinfield, heading down towards Leon Hayes. And it's the Wolves that charge it in through Morgan Burgess, looking to get through the carries nice and early here. Warrington. Gannon in the line. It's a familiar surname, as we know, Jacob Gannon, the older brother of Morgan Gannon. On the other blue and amber side of Rugby League. So Wolves, nice opening set here on the 4th. The ball out to the edge. It's Longstaff. Turns and wriggles his way, tries to get away as he can. Just waits, does Tom Inman. It goes for the short play down the side and Booth straight through. Here goes Noah Booth. Could this be the opening try of the game? It is for Dan Bruin. What an opening start that's been, Alfie.
Yeah, I think it was just good play by Warrington's number 9. He spotted the short side and, yeah, we were skinny and obviously the fullback went through and just simple 2-on-1 then. Good set by Warrington, but we'll be looking to fix up, get his numbers right next set.
So it was totally, you're right about the room that Inman had in front of him. The markers maybe not doing the work they needed to in that occasion.
You know, you'll have to watch it back. It could be markers, could be skinny on that side for some reason or other, but we definitely need to be better there. We can't open up like that because they'll have the confidence up now.
It's a feature that, although it's not a nice stat to say, but Leeds have been behind in most recently those 2 games against Castle and Hull. We fought back for the wins on those occasions, so we know the boys have got it, in the tank to do. But it's never easy when you're giving yourself the hard work too early on.
No, definitely not. But I think it says a lot about us as a team. Keep coming back from behind, but it's obviously not ideal. But I'm sure they'll get back in it.
As Riley Dean goes for the conversion of regular goal kicker, I believe, for the wire. Just turns round the ball. That's just going to pull wide. There's a bit of a breeze. Should say that as the score remains Leeds Rhinos reserves 0, Warrington Wolves reserves 4. So it's a bit deceiving. There is a bit of a breeze in the air, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I noticed that when I came in outside. I had to go back and get my hoodie out of the car. So it's definitely colder than it looks.
So you've not got a vest on, have you, Alfie?
Nah, not today. Not vest weather today.
Absolutely not at all. The Leeds behind early on, a matter of minutes played, only 3 minutes or so. So Sinfield gets us back underway. Hayes waits under the ball once again. Takes it kindly and gives it off to Morgan Burgess. So we've just seen, it's only a moment earlier. If you've just joined us, an early score from Dan Bruin. This gives Warrington the lead. Leeds push them back there. First, Gannon with the carry moves Warrington close to the 10. Now they're moving it wide with Dean. They're trying to find that space on the edges wherever they can here. Warrington, Derbyshire with that opportunity. There's a little out dummy half from Inman. Gets himself over the 40. Warrington really trying to make a power statement in this opening stages, and there's a penalty. Will not help at all, giving away a silly one light offside.
No, definitely not. But I thought that were a much better set to start with. We showed us intent from first kick off, but obviously letting them off with that penalty. Now look at where they are.
As Warrington coming forward with Burgess on the 20, looking for the second score of the game. Gannon shifts it on and the head's just rocked back there of the Warrington man as he's hit by Joe Hurd. So clobbered in the tackle. Inman out of dummy half. Gives it to Dean. Here we go for Warrington. Short pass tries to put Booth over. He's ever searching the fullback. As Warrington move the ball to the edge with Hayes. Ducks, dives back into marker. It's just under the post here. On the wire, Dean on this south stand side gives it to Booth, moving the ball quickly out to the winger, Zach Bardsley-Rowe. Well tackled. There's 3 or 4 men in there for the Wolves. Dean floating past there. Didn't look like it was going to reach the halfback. Clever pass out the back. What a try that is for Bruin for a second. Dean with all the work. Smashing from the halfback again. got to admire a bit of play like that when they're doing things like that, Alfie.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Last tackle, you know, just smart. Had a look, played what he saw in front of him, and yeah, he showed his experience there and why he's played Super League games.
So the ball didn't look as really convincing out of dummy half, but once he got his hand on it, you know, when you've got a player that can create just that easily.
Yeah, that's some high level skill, that to identify that on last tackle and just flick passes and then go in for a try pretty easy.
It's the early stages, so I don't want to over exaggerate to an extent, but what is going through the guys' heads right? They've not had any of the ball. We've not touched the ball, and we've played, 6 minutes. And what's going through the guys' heads right now? What's likely going to be the comments from the sideline?
Yeah, I think that is it. We just need to get the ball back, and we do that by having a strong defensive set. And then once we have the ball, I think we'll be all right. We'll get in the cycle and we'll keep rolling them. Then hopefully we just need to get in that cycle to start with.
As Dean makes sure with this on this occasion, and makes a score. Leeds Rhinos reserves 0, Warrington Wolves reserves 10. A slow start here from Leeds. 2 tries back to back from Dan Bruin. The second is definitely one if you could just rewind it. Just have a watch that back. It was a brilliant little flick pass from Riley Dean, if I do say so myself. But Leeds kicking off again, a familiar territory as we've had so far. It's left at the feet of Hayes on this occasion, but starting the set very similar. Gives it to Thomas for this drive. Hayes waits at dummy half. Gives it to Gannon. Just leaves Corey Johnson on the floor in the tackle. Good to see Corey back out in action because it was a bit of a nasty injury, wasn't it, when he went down against Wigan?
Yeah, it didn't look too nice, that one. I remember that. I was playing in that, and it really affected us as a team, really, that game, because he brings a lot of talk and energy, and that goes without saying, all his skill and stuff as well. So good to see him back out there.
There's a couple of lads back out there. Tom Holroyd also nursing that injury. Had a great run out against Castleford in the reserves grade. As Dean kicks the ball high. Here should be the chance for Leeds as Chimambe waits under. He's been confident with that ball all season, Neil Chimambe, and you can be confident he'll catch that ball. And now, Bridgman Reaney. Another that's really growing into, joining the Rhinos since made the step up from both the Leeds Rhinos Foundation and Leeds City College development team, as well as that game time he had at Stanley too.
Yeah, I think he's made the transition look pretty easy, which I don't think it's easy to do at all, but he's getting better game by game. I think, especially the last game against Cass, I thought he had a great game.
You can't really deny when he scored length of the field tries like we saw him score, but that's as an outside back, that's your bread and butter, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
As Leeds get the offside penalty. As it goes for a quick tap, does the Leeds number 3. Darts away, back into the middle of the field, gets away from danger to an extent. It's Johnson. Feeds Mustafa out. I've played a handful of games, 3, I believe, for Bradford. Big Muzz, after coming through the Rhino Scholarship and Academy pathway. Now it's for Holroyd. Powers up down the middle of the field. Leeds within range here. Johnson out dummy half. Feeds Jack Sinfield. Now for Sam Walters. He likes this sort of space, does Sam. That big body of his, he put it absolutely anywhere as Leeds try the short pass from Johnson. Just doesn't connect with Mustafa on that occasion.
No, I think I thought we were a good set until, because we had a 6 again, but I think we kind of forced it then. But it's good that they're trying to play and got unlucky there.
So Leeds having a pretty good set after being restricted in these opening 10 minutes. It's all been in Warrington's favour so far, but the Wire have the ball back from the scrum, and it was Jake Thulis with that carry. Move the ball back to the middle. Leeds manning up 3 in the tackle, including Walters and Mustafa. It's Hayes. Darcy's almost got a bit of a half break through the gap. He beat Hurd and gets a few more metres as well until Bridgman Reaney has him all covered. Had to cover him there, did Mackay. It's Dean for Gannon, searching away over the 40. into Leeds territory once again. As Dean commanding this game so far. He's been all over it as the halfback, as we likely expected coming into the game. Will have been a player that, you know, the boys will have looked at as that kick finds the in goal. Jack Sinfield's there. I think he's going to get caught up this occasion. He is. Warrington, we're going to be saying, I think, this on repeat for a couple of minutes, that they are just dominating.
Yeah, they're looking strong at the minute, especially that set. They just rolled us downfield, you know. I don't think we can be happy with our defence there, but you got to give credit where it's due. They're playing smart, they're playing what they see, and another good kick by Riley Dean there.
He's commanding the ball, isn't he, Riley Dean? He knows exactly where he wants that ball to bounce, and it's that bounce ability that, you know, that he'll be looking to work with.
Yeah, so far he's running this game, but I'm sure I'll have something to say about that.
There's Gannon. Feeds it on for Burgess. There's still 20 metres out here. Warrington. There's Gannon. On for Hayes. They're connecting up nicely here. Now for Tupea. There's a couple of squad number changes. Warrington wearing 12 on this side. They've originally got Longstaffers down on the team sheet, but a couple of them wearing the first team numbers. And Riley, as Dean makes a nice step, gets out of the tackle. This is good from the Wolves again, and Leeds have to bat the ball down in the end. It's back to 1 though. The pressure mounts again. Derbyshire gets so close to that Warrington line. What do we have? Irwin for Dean. They're going to spread the Leeds defence here. Hayes on for Booth. Wide pass. Just too long on this occasion for Bardsley Rowe. Leeds get lucky there, Alfie.
Yeah, definitely. Good shape again by Warrington, just a bit of execution on the end, but it all came from Riley Dean again, really, forcing that knockdown on the top side. But we just need the ball and to get a really good defensive set in. I think we'll be all right. It's just we need to get into that cycle.
It's getting through this tough period at the moment, and it's keeping that sort of, not that the boys' heads will be down, but it's keeping that sort of mental resilience and keeping it up, I guess.
Yeah, but I think we've shown it the last few games when we've gone behind. We've definitely got that, so got full confidence in the boys.
It's Johnson for Walters, tries to get himself forward. He's plenty of games under his belt for the academy, and like I say, it's got the one appearance this year for the first team since coming back from an injury. As Mackenzie Turner took that carry. Now Mustafa powers up, takes himself over the 40. Leeds looking to make the most as they can, if they can. It's Hurd. Those guys that will definitely be looking to build a foundation for the Rhinos early on. It's Holroyd, and he earns the penalty for a strip. Burgess, the man that's doing that there. Yet again, penalty is going to play a big part in, you know, how we end this set.
Yeah, definitely. I think that could really help us, because if we finish this set in a good place down here, then we can build something off that.
Just going back to play the ball. It's Mackay Bridgman-Reaney. Now we're away. Sinfield on for Johnson. Holroyd. Steps back into the play. Now Hurd. Here we go. Nice little bit of fluid movement here. Leeds going to try catch him on the edge. Bridgman-Reaney tries to get around the outside. An opportunity on this occasion. Chimambe. Sinfield. Mustafa, step. Tries to fend away from Burgess, but has to be forced into the tackle of 3. They swarm the Leeds number 8, wearing that nice pink away kit. Sinfield drops the ball inside. Walters running a nice line. Can I get the ball out? Yes, he can, to Sinfield. Moves back across the line as the young half-back and dabs a kick in. Gannon could take it, though. It's not quite the kick I think Jack would have wanted on that set.
No, I don't think it was an ideal finish, but at the same time, it's not the worst. If you look at whereabouts they are on the field, it's just the main thing here is about having a good defensive set and keeping them down here.
We've seen penalties played a part so far in the opening stages, but just it's about not letting them and not conceding one on this occasion.
Yeah, definitely. I think this could be crucial. Like if we give one here, it'd be hard to get back in that cycle, like I keep mentioning. But gone all right here. It's last tackle. Should be all right now.
should be okay as Dean kicks away downfield. Kenzie Turner with the sun shining in his face. It's nice. It's a nice evening besides the breeze that you can't feel it here in our commentary position. But when you're out on the stands, you know, that's very much, it is strong. It's going to cause a bit of offence to the kicking game as Bridgman Reaney. And for Johnson, step away out the markers. I think that's Jack Broadbent, his first carry of the set. Just hangs, fired us to the centre. It's Johnson. Walters steps back inside, tries to get the ball away. No opportunity on this occasion. As Johnson waits. Sinfield is going to kick deep into the backfield. Let's see the pace of Jack Smith on this occasion. He's going to put some pressure under Jake Thewlis. Can he catch him in goal? Yes, he can. Brilliant from the centre.
Yeah, great play that. Great kick by Jack, and Jack Smith did really well to get down there and make the tackle.
Really clever kick from Sinfield on that occasion. Just looking and finding that space. He knows whether he's a clever kicker, isn't he, Jack? We know that anyway. But to see that they haven't dropped back and then kick it in behind, it's the little things, isn't it, that can not turn a game. We're only, not to take it over the top again, we're just shy of 20 minutes. So there's a lot of things that change games, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think, we can hopefully build something off that, but I think we'd have been hoping to catch that kick off a bit quicker from the dropout, but nevertheless, we've still got good, decent field position to start a set. Good carry by Neil, but
so there was an element of I think it'd been a one-on-one strip if you were going to give anything on that, but
yeah.
No, the boys, the younger guys look really confident. Neil and Jack. Now, granted, Jack's not had a lot to do so far, but
yeah, they've both started well. They've both had good seasons for academy so far, so I don't see why they can't do it here.
When you were speaking to them beforehand, were they really so up for it, or were they a little bit more nervous because it's a new experience for them?
No, I think they were really looking forward to it. I think the players around them will really help them, and they'll be fine.
Neil try scoring record they've given it as a two-man strip, so two players in the tackle, so that's why the penalty's gone the way of Leeds. But Neil, a man who knows how to find the try line, that must be, as a spine player and a creative player, must be nice that you've got that bit of get out clause that you could give the ball to a player like him, and he can score the tries for you.
Yeah, definitely. It's just makes you look a better player in some sense, because when you give him ball, you've got a good chance that he's going to finish it. So he's having a great season so far, Neil. So
there's Walters. Leeds coming ever closer. Is there an opening score for the Rhinos at Headingley? Sinfield, the ball a little bit over the top of the half-back. Picked up in the end by Johnson, who's going to try and weave his way out. Gives it off to Mustafa, who does well to hurdle the Warrington player that was on the ground. It was Thomas on that occasion. Sinfield. Nice movement here, Mackay. Bridgman Reaney steps. Here we go. Is there going to be a try for Bridgman Reaney? He's going to try and get his way over. Duck and dart. The penalty goes the way of Leeds. There's a man down in back play. I think that's Jack Sinfield. It's been left on the ground. It'll be a late hit on the halfback, but not a nice thing to see.
No, definitely not. But I think that was another good end set by Leeds. So starting to build something now. Coming close to scoring there, but we're in a good place to turn ball over.
Just hoping everything's okay for Jack at the moment, but it's a good opportunity. It's not really a good one, but it's an opportunity to say, for those that have just joined us, it's been a lightning start to this game. Warrington taking the game by the scruff of the neck inside of 10 minutes, scoring on their opening drive of the game through Dan Bruin before they went back to back. Dean with a spectacular offload out of the back, put Bruin in again, with Dean converting the second try, taking the score at the minute, as you can see, to Leeds Rhinos 0, Warrington 10. But the Rhinos were in pretty much full command for the last sort of 3 5 minutes actually. Let's do them a bit of favour. We've not been totally out of the game. It's just it's that tough start yet again that's just slightly letting us down.
Yeah, I think the start was tough, but we're finding his feet now. I think as half-backs, Jack's really growing into the game and finishing sets in better places now, and it's making it tougher for Warrington. So
I'd be interested to see the move that's going to be made here, because if Jack has to go off, which I'd assume he has, bear in mind that they are assessing him for a head injury, do you bring Jared on early and put him in at hooker, and then move Corey into the into halfback? What would your play be?
I'm not too sure, to be honest, but I think what you mentioned then is probably a good option, because obviously having Jared O'Connor on bench, I think it speaks volumes of our team tonight. So it's going to be a really good option to bring on, despite Jack going off.
Despite the bright pink kit, we can see there's a player waiting to come on over on that far side. Not just out of our sight, so I think it is likely to be Jared O'Connor. They've got Jake Higgins, Nathan Sneen, Danny Salkel as well on the bench. Jake back in for his possibly second appearance for the reserves. He's another that's come on absolute leaps and bounds that's shown in the club.
Yeah, he's having a great season as Jake. I think he fully deserved that Yorkshire call-up, and that just sums up how he's played this season.
So Jack staying on is he slowly making his way off, or is he staying on? He's staying on the field. That's good to see. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
So Leeds will have the penalty for the late hit on Sinfield. He just wanders around. I think he's okay. He's well in himself.
Yeah, he's tough as Jack.
So Hurd, the first carry for Leeds, just adds the power and the pace, cuts back towards the post with a great drive. Now Mustafa on a short pass from Johnson. It's met by 3. But Leeds knocking on the door once again. Johnson for Berry. Here we go from Leeds. Mackenzie Turner out to Broadbent. Here goes Jack Broadbent for the corner. And Leeds finally respond. Brilliant movement out to the wide edge. And Broadbent has the beating of Thewlis and Derbyshire on the edge. Fantastic way to bounce back.
Yeah, it was great shape by the boys there. I think, they had great depth in attack, and that really helped them in the end, because just a simple pass to Jack left them short on an edge, and he managed to finish.
The forwards laid the foundations nice and early, didn't they? The carry from Hurd and then Mustafa to take Leeds just that little bit closer and maybe knock some of the wind out of those Warrington players to then get them running over to an edge. It's tough.
Yeah. I think we've got ourselves back into the game now, and we've found us feet in this game, and hopefully we can carry this on.
So Sinfield, after being hit on that play, will look to make 4 points into 6 and cut this lead to just 4 points. Just gone past the 20-minute mark. So we do hope you're enjoying the coverage from wherever you're watching, either in the UK or maybe even internationally. Do let us know where you're watching from. Like I said, it's going to be an enticing reserves game. There's Sinfield makes a step up, kicks a boot through the ball. Let's see those flags. And they stay down. Score remains Leeds Rhinos reserves 4, Warrington Wolves reserves 10. Good that we've actually got a try back on the board that gives the boys a bit of confidence now, Alfie.
Yeah, definitely. I think even if we didn't score then, I think we'd have a bit more confidence, A couple of good sets leading up to it, and I think, we can build on that now.
Can indeed. And like we've seen in games earlier this year, once the boys get going and get in that rhythm, they really get going and they can really put some points on. Like we saw at Castleford with that, we were 4 points down at half time. We scored 3 or 4 tries within about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think we've done it multiple times this year, especially that OKR game. I think we went 2 tries down pretty early and then scored so many before half time, and it just shows how much talent we do have in this team. And once we get going, I think we're tough to stop for any team.
And the talent that's coming through the academy system as well. Most of these guys, if not all of them, apart from Cameron Berry, all scholarship academy graduates, even going then into the first team guys.
Yeah, that's always a good sign, and another good kick by Jack.
That kick from Sinfield is
maybe not
far too long. The clap of the hands in frustration. You could tell he wasn't happy with that one.
Yeah, just a bit of execution there, but it was smart play because Warrington's full back up in line, so if it had come off, it'd have been good. But
it's that wind playing playing that absolute devil again.
Yeah, I think so.
It is weird. It's where we're sat. There's a bit of a breeze, but it's not overly windy. But when we were down in the tunnel earlier on, it's blowing a gale.
I know it's completely different up here, but yeah, I'm sure the wind will have done something there.
So, but apart from that, absolutely perfect conditions. A nice sunshine. We don't have the rain that's made can make the ball a bit greasy. And like we saw again in games, if you watch the women's stream on last week, a lot of rain in that game, and the ball, like I say, very greasy. And there's been games this year where that's not contributed to the result, but it's that extra factor, isn't it?
Yeah, I think me and quite a lot of others would agree with me. I think this is best type of weather to play in for rugby. So,
as Warrington with Dean back on the attack, moving with Burgess, and that's a knock on, and just hear the roar. Boys, absolutely buzzing that they managed to force that error in such a crucial point in this half. I'm not going to say the game because that's again going a little bit over the top, but in this half, it's just what we needed.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're happy with that. Winning ball back after probably a poor end to set last time, and they'll be looking to get back on it and finish the set better this time.
So Leeds with the scrum down 25 metres or so from their own try line. No penalty at all for not even trying to force maybe Warrington into being offside on that occasion. It's Bridgman Reaney. For her, they absolutely swarm him. You could see, is that Inman coming out the line? I think it was. Absolutely shot out the line and went for the loose forward. Now Holroyd, a little step before he goes into the line. Real nice from the prop. And who loses the ball, and that's going to be given as a knock-on. It's a little bit one of them 50-50 calls, but I kind of thought they might give it the way of Warrington on that occasion.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple of them this game, and it's starting to get a bit scrappy now. You've seen a few errors from both teams, so I think whoever rectifies that first could have a big impact on how this game goes.
Got about 15 minutes or so to go. The clock, we've not got an official game clock, but that's by my watch. That's how long we have in the half. Has been absolutely energetic. We really hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching from at home. Jack Broadbent, the latest try scorer, sponsored by Johnston's Paint, as Warrington looking to add a third after that quick start. Try and settle back into that rhythm that got them all the success early on. Longstaff, a player you know very well, Alfie, from your time with Kippax.
Yeah, he's obviously a couple of years older than me, but I remember always watching him after our games. You'd watch the older team, so yeah, I know Ellis pretty well, and you've obviously seen him play in Super League, so that speaks volumes of him as a player. It
says a lot about the Kippax club as well as Warrington take this ball in that. Actually, you look at the last 3 or 4 years, but in particular, a lot of guys come through from Kippax. That community club's really pumping, including yourself, really pumping guys out as we'll just Leeds take that in the end goal and a forced over. It really speaks volumes, though, that they're producing talent like yourself and Bailey Bailey Aldridge, who signed his first professional contract only a few weeks ago, plus a handful of Max Simpson. We've got to give him a shout out. Who's in the first team.
Yeah, it's good for the club. It's good for everyone in Kippax, really. 'Cause rugby's a big part of the village, and even though most of them are Cast fans, but it's still a big part.
As Leeds make the first substitution, Jake Higgins coming on for Tom Holroyd, making his way back down. Oh, sorry, for Joe Hurd, excuse me. Making his way down the north stand sideline as Warrington come forward again through Thomas. 20 metres away from the Leeds try line. Inman out of dummy half, gives it to Dean. Little step, tries to beat Berry. The half backs up to the challenge along with Joe Hurd. Inman again, starts across the line, tries to slice his way through. Not going to be no room, says Muiz Mustafa. You're not getting through. And getting a third as they move the ball wide. Bardsley Rowe. Forced to cut back inside off good edge defence from Leeds. Hayes, grubber kicks. There's a man chasing. There's a man there. But he can't get it down in time. It's that man, Longstaff. So close, Alfie.
Yeah, you know, initially I thought it would try, but I think we got a bit lucky there, to be honest.
I thought he'd got the try as well. I was about to go, where was the fullback? Where was the man covering? Leeds were confident it was going over the sideline. Bridgman Rini cuts in field on his own 40 for Johnson. Now Gibbons, I think it's his first carry of the game. Joe Gibbons, he's not really been in this game.
No, I think quite a lot of players have been down this side, but Joe will be looking to get into the game and do what he does best and carry the ball and cause problems for the team. That's going to be a penalty for an obstruction against Jake Higgins. But Joe, definitely a strike threat. He's got 3 tries in, I would say, his last 3 games. One of those games does include the game that was called off against Wakefield. So really 3 tries in 2 games. And he's really establishing himself as a bit of a try scorer. Yeah, he loves to try those jokes, you know. On that lead line, when it's a block play with someone out back, he's great running that line. No one does that better. So as we saw against Cass, both of those tries are pretty much identical as Field. Like you say, gave him that short pass in at the line and he runs it in strong. Yeah, you know, he's really tough to stop from there, Joe. So it's good to see him doing it, and he'll probably carry on doing that and scoring more tries. So approaching the last 10 minutes, you're joined by myself, Dan Hawkhead, and Alfie Edgell as Warrington come forward with Tapea. Knocking on the door again here, the Wolves. Hayes drops the ball back inside for Noah High, who's come off the bench for Warrington, who've also been not reeling the changes, but introduced a couple of new faces out onto the park as Dean, short pass for Longstaff, back off the edge, steps off his left foot. 15 or so away. Dean shows, gives it to Hayes, moving the ball nicely on for Booth. Chimambe up to the challenge along with Bridgman Rini. Out of dummy half goes Bruin. Can he get across? No, great goal line defence from Leeds. Absolutely superb from the boys there, Alfie. Yeah, you know, I think this edge probably a bit annoyed at themselves for how they started the game, letting them come through so easy, but they've made up for it with a few good plays there. There's Mustafa, a dangerous offload away. Good job that Johnson was up for and waiting for him. Leeds look to make another change. Looks like Nathan Snee. Was it Danny Salkel who's coming on for Muiz Mustafa, making his way off the field. Leeds is number 8. His job done for the time being. Walters off the edge. Definitely a move that he much prefers, Sam, cutting back and runs that strong line that you want him to be running. As Turner, his first carries. That's a couple of ooze goes up, but well within his shoulder. There is Holroyd. Closes in on halfway. Leeds forced to be kicking from deep again. It's going to come to Sinfield. They're going to play instead. Gives it to Salkel, who kicks himself downfield. As our papers go absolutely flying everywhere. That's that bit of breeze that we've seen. And Leeds force the error. Very odd there for him. I think, not just calling his name because it's the only one I know, but Riley Dean, the man that's getting up. Perfect from Leeds. It's a good position to attack from. Yeah, it's a really good position to attack from. We'll be looking to hopefully put some points on, or if not, get a repeat set and build from that again. When you set up in this sort of motion, do you have a play in mind of what you want to go for, or is it we'll start and then play a little bit on the fly, depending on how Warrington is set up? I think as a half, if I'm playing in the halves, then I think I'd have to know what we're going, but as we knock on there. It's never helpful when the ball's put down like it has been there. Just not really looked to have settled into the game, have we, at this? We said we're approaching half-time. We've not really settled in at all. No, I think we had a good spell just before we scored our try, but other than that, I think it's been quite sloppy all half, to be fair. We'll be looking to pick that up.
as a person who's sort of been in that dressing room, what's Chev like? Will he have a go at the guys, or will it be, look, we've got a sack of 40 minutes and we can build here?
I think he'll be really calm, but at the same time, he'll get his point across that I think they need to be better and get in that arm wrestle and just stick with it instead of letting them off by cheap penalties or errors.
Giving Warrington most of the possession. I'd like to see the possession stats, to be honest, because I think they'll definitely have dominated them. I think we'll be like looking at maybe 70%, maybe, as Gannon. It's one of those players that hasn't stopped. The first teamers for Warrington really showing their strengths at the moment. Gannon, who, as soon as I say that, commentator's curse gives away the penalty for moving off the mark and knocking on. I was going to say that, Gannon, Longstaff, Dean, all started the game really well.
Yeah,
they've not stayed on the bus, as some would say.
Yeah, I think they've all been really influential in what Warrington have done so far, especially Riley Dean in opening minutes.
He's been absolutely box office, hasn't he? Some of the plays he's been pulling off and stretching Leeds, as Walters holds up in that tackle. Whether that was because of the contact or whether there's something underlying there. It seems okay. Johnson then feeds Higgins, who puts in a nice drive. Ever the man who knows which way to go, Jake Higgins, and that is forward as Salkeld. Another player who's been ever present for Leeds this season, Danny. Johnson for Higgins. Now it's Berry. Slappers. Gibbons gets the ball away. Now Broadbent fends off the challenge of Derbyshire and gets Leeds to within 20. Can they finish the half with a flourish here, Leeds? Johnson. Sinfield. Nice from Leeds. Walters. Wide pass for Chimambe. Not as much space as he'd maybe like there, Neil. Still gets Leeds to within 5. Knocking on the door of the Rhinos. Walters. Sinfield with a dab kick. Looking for Jack Smith in the air. It's allowed to bounce. So close. I think he's set a tap 20 here. Those players around, I know it's in Jack's nature to want to go for the ball, but maybe leave it on that occasion and you're talking a try.
Maybe, yeah. I thought we could have come up with a try there because quite a few players in and out ball, but not to be. And now they've got a 7 tackle set, so probably worst outcome that could have come, really.
Oh, as Holroyd hits man high. It will have to be checked because that was very high. So I think maybe a little bit of frustration is sort of coming out, and but also Tom's a big forward. He's going to want to do things like that, isn't he? To put his body on the line and despite the scoreline, show them who's boss.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's part of every forward's game, but especially Tom's.
As the Warrington man's had the all clear. Don't think we'll see any further action. It'll just be a kick away as the teams also take on the fluid because it's slightly warm. It's absolutely baking, but Hurd and Holroyd are having a chat with the referee, who's Andy Sweet today. To mention that as Jack Broadbent, must be the standing captain while Hurd's off the field. Just be saying clean up the act for sure. As that kick doesn't maybe have the length that I think Inman was looking for.
No, I think that was a bit of a let off for us, but at the same time, it's not a great start. Not a great place to start for them. Well, in our point of view, but a bit lucky, but they've still got a full set coming into our half.
As Jamie Redcliffe come off the bench for Warrington. They've named, I think, everyone apart from Aidan Doolan at the minute. There's definitely, I've seen Lucas Green out there too as Dean. Short pass to Longstaff. Nothing really on there. He wasn't running a really strong enough line. Should be given anything. He takes his time to get to his feet. It's Dean. Cuts back across. Gives it to Green. Just powers up. Goes into the 2 men, and one of them, which is Holroyd, who will, I think, be on a warning from the referee. Dean with a little dab kicking behind, looking to beat Jack Smith. Gets the bounce of the ball. I was going to say Warrington got the bounce of the ball, but Jack Smith got the bounce to the ball there. Really good for him, the winger, to just anticipate.
Yeah, he did well to get back there, Jack, and we've got a penalty because of it. Probably a bit lucky getting penalty, but it probably wore a penalty in overall. But
And so when the referee's called hell, you can't really be doing that, can you? It's one of those that you try, and if it comes off, it's successful. But then, you know, if the man's down like Jack clearly was there.
yeah, it's tough because as a defensive player, if you're really competitive, you're also going to want to try and get him over the touchline. But I see both sides of it, really.
As Leeds, we've got, by my clock, maybe 2-3 minutes remaining in the half. Not long at all. So we do hope you're enjoying it. The Wolves leading here 10 points to 4. Salkeld, ball out the back for Sinfield. Walters has to get his legs charging as he gallops forward. Swallowed by 3 defenders. Chimambe, Sinfield, Salkeld. Backs his way up towards the halfway line. Johnson. Hurd. Berry. Nice movement again here. Trying to give Mackenzie Turner a bit of room to work. We know he's got plenty of speed in the bag, hasn't he, Kenzie?
Oh, yeah. So quick, Kenzie. In training, honestly, in touch and pass. Once he's gone, no catching him.
We keep getting the stats through for the obviously quickest times in practice, and some of his numbers are quite remarkable.
Yeah, he's unbelievably quick, he's Ken's, and any half gap and he'll go for it, and good luck catching him, really. That's all I've got to say.
That's why he's so good at a winger. We've not really had the chance to see him at fullback a lot, have we, this year, but definitely taking his opportunity while it's presented to him.
Yeah, you know, wing is his natural position, and he's playing fullback tonight, and I'm sure he'll play well there as well.
As Warrington, with ball in hand, Dean stabs a kick to pin Leeds back by their own try line. It's going to bounce up just short for Turner. Just thinking, please don't pass that to Jack Smith. Instead, he's charged back towards his own try line. Warrington, really, if you were really to sum up the first half, it would be Warrington dominance. They've been all over us in this opening 40 minutes. We've had some opportunities that not take away, but they've absolutely dominated.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've done a good job, to be fair to them. You know, they've kicked well, been smart where they've played. Some of the shape's been really good, you know. Yeah, I think a good half by Warrington, but in the second half we'll be looking to show a bit more what we can do.
The defence has been really good as well. I've just seen there, you know, we're reaching 40 minutes and they're still wanting to push up, still wanting to push Leeds back, but they did give away a penalty, so Leeds is their set of tackle resumes. Broadbent's taken up there, and that is half-time here at Headingley Stadium. Warrington Wolves leading 10 points to 4 after a great early start, so the Wolves take a 10-0 lead. Dan Bruin with 2 early tries, Riley Dean converting, while Leeds only could bite back through Jack Broadbent. But it's been all the Wolves. Leeds really need to change and switch it up in this second half. They want to get the result. But half-time, Warrington Wolves 10, Leeds Rhinos 4. Now, during this special half-time, something special launched this morning. In case you missed it, a new look limited edition kit was unveiled that the boys will wear at the Dacia Magic Weekend in July. But what makes it extra special is that the kit was designed by the legend that is Rob Burrow and his 3 amazing children, Macy, Maya and Jackson. And from every sale of the shirt, £5 will be donated to both the MND Association and the Leeds Hospitals charity appeal to build the Rob Burrow Centre for MND. Now, if you haven't seen this video from earlier, it's a cracking little video as we took you behind the scenes and showed you the Burrow children, how it was designed and how the shirt was made.
So William gets your artwork, and then he puts it on his screen. So
that was my song.
Was that yours?
The 7 idea was mine.
So he's going to send it downstairs, and it's going to print so you can see it printing. let's do another one. So I'm taking this now to be overlocked. Follow me.
That'll always be the shirt that you saw getting new.
I know. I've never seen this shirt being made. What do you think of it? It's really good. I love it. I know I do too. Just to come see the shirt made was a real opportunity, and the shirt looks absolutely amazing. Well, I think it's brilliant. I love it.
So you can buy your shirt now. It's available both online. So go to eliteprosports.co.uk/Leeds-Rhinos. If you want to buy your kit online, adults, women's and junior sizes are available. Or you can even head down to the club shop, which is open from 10 till 4 tomorrow. If you fancy grabbing one as soon as you can, like they say, limited edition, all for a great cause. It'd be great to see the boys run out in those kits, and also Castleford in their MND kits as well that were released yesterday. So we're back out for the second half. Leeds Rhinos trailing 10-4 in this reserves clash against Warrington Wolves. Joined by myself, Dan Hawkhead, and Alfie Edgell. Alfie, just for the viewers that have just joined us, sum up that first half. Where were the boys falling down?
Yeah, I don't think we had a great start, but we managed to get back into it just before we scored our try, and we scored our try. And I really thought we were going to build something from then, but it wasn't the case. It turned into quite scrappy from both teams, but I think Warrington just managed to be less scrappy and finish the sets better overall. But no reason why we can't come out and put in another good second half performance like we have done this season.
We've seen a couple of games where the boys come back from deficits. We saw it at Castleford 2 weeks ago as Warrington get us underway. We've seen the boys come back from deficits. It's not an unknown, but it's never helpful. You'd rather be on the front foot going into a second half than being whether it be 4 points, 6 points, 8 points, 20 points behind.
Yeah, definitely. But I think this group knows, like, we've done it so many times now, and there's no reason why we can't do it again.
Well, here come Leeds, buoyed by whatever Chev Walker has said to them at halftime. We'll get his thoughts post-match. Do subscribe to Leeds Rhinos YouTube. You can get all that exclusive content from not just the academy, but the scholarship, the women, the first team, all those great features you just saw if you were watching pre-match, the behind-the-scenes feature of every game, as well as the highlights as Leeds caught with an error on this occasion. Warrington get the ball back. So all that content at your fingertips. So we'll be talking to Chev post-match too. So Warrington, first set of the game. They scored with the first set of the half. Excuse me. They scored with the first set of the game. Get my sets and games mixed up here. It's like a game of tennis. As high gives it to Green. Moves towards the 40. Leeds really need to muscle up in defence here. Be interested to see what sort of shape they can throw at this Warrington team. A little dabbing behind again early in the tackle count. Ball bounces up in time over Ellis Longstaff. Mackenzie Turner can't take it, and it'll still be a Leeds ball. Interesting tactic that they're going early.
Yeah, Riley Dean again showing how smart of a player he is by, looking up on fourth, seeing a bit of space in behind and just putting it in there and making it real handful to deal with. Like, we came away with the ball, but I'm sure if you ask Kenzie, he'll probably a bit worried then, like not knowing where the ball was going to bounce.
I don't want to use it as a criticism, because it by far is not, but do you think he's looking at, Jack Smith, Neil Chimambe, looking at how old they are, 17, 18, and just trying to use it to his advantage?
Yeah, probably. I'd say so. Like, I think you see it in Super League, like no matter who the player is, like if you're a winger, I think you're going to get some kicks coming to you, and I think it'll be similar in reserves. Like, younger you are, more it'll come to you.
As Leeds, off the back of that penalty, make it over halfway. Bridgman Reaney with that carry. Not had many in the first half. I don't think any Leeds player has had many carries in the game whatsoever so far. As Hurd absolutely rocked back in the tackle. Beautiful from Noah High. This is what we've paid to see. This is the box office content. As Sinfield gets the ball moving for Turner, who chimes in nicely behind. Moves Leeds to 20. Sinfield. Salkeld steps out the tackle of High. Can't keep his feet and forced down onto his knees. Plays the ball for Johnson. That's a nice movement here. It's Berry with the short pass for Gibbons. We know he can run a good line. We've talked about it in the first half. Just edges his way ever closer to that Warrington try line. It's Jared O'Connor, that's come on at hooker for Johnson. As a nice kicking behind from Sinfield. Traps Zach Bardsley-Rowe. And it's a dropout. Perfect end to the set on that occasion. Build some pressure now.
Yeah, it's a great chance for us to build something now. I think we had this a few times at first half, off the back of good kicks from Jack, but it's about building on it. In the first half, we showed how easy it is just to let him back into it.
It's a mistaken identity. It's Jared O'Connor that has come onto the field for Corey Johnson. We're doing 40 minutes each way, maybe. I'm not sure. Jared definitely one of those that's hit the ground running this year for the first team. He's got 7 appearances. He's got the most out of any of the young guys on the park today in terms of Super League. 2 starts in and amongst that. We touched on it earlier, but I'll ask the question again. That's just going to mean so much for the younger guys in that team, that the experience that he's got, that he'll have learned from the likes of your Zane Tetavanos, your Matt Pryors, Mikoledskis. It's just invaluable.
Yeah, I think it could really prove key in this game and help them get through in the end. Like the talk, the energy, the way they go about things, and I think a big part of it's just like staying calm no matter what the situation. 'Cause I keep going back to Alex Mellor at OKR, but I remember that he just brought a real calming edge to the group and got us through that quite tense ending.
Definitely the defensive work that's required as well, Jared, because we saw in that first half, it was tough to stop the run. Warrington, the run game was carrying downfield. The meters they're making was way too much. That's hopefully something he can change. Sinfield, short pass for Walters. That's where he likes the ball played, and he gets the ball out as well. So unlucky on that occasion. He pulls the man down. There looks to be a formation change, I think, from Leeds. O'Connor tries to burrow his way to the line. He's held up. You have to go back to 10. I think there's been a formation change. I think Jack Broadbent's gone into fullback, and Jack Smith is out here in the centres along with Kenzie Turner. As Broadbent plays it for Walters. Looked like he'd stabbed a kick in behind. And it's a knock-on, so I think it'll be Leeds' ball again. The pressure keeps building, Alfie. I'm liking this from the boys.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the second half, much better than first, and just keep going here. Hopefully put some points on board, because we've been down here for quite a while now, which is what we wanted, and now it's about turning that into points.
I'm not convinced now that actually Chev has changed the team layout. You can just see that none of the boys are moving around. So I think Jack Smith's gone into centre. Just, I guess it frees Jack Broadbent up to do a bit more work at fullback and come in and create that rhythm that's going to be so crucial to Jack and Cameron getting the points on the board for us.
Yeah, I think Jack Broadbent's obviously he's showing what he can do at fullback in the first team. Then for both Kenzie and Jack, I think they're both in their preferred positions now. So I don't see why it can't work.
As Leeds get a penalty, Warrington offside from the scrum. So Leeds, I think this is about the fourth set now that we've had on this Warrington line. It's Gibbons. There's a knock on. I didn't quite think so there. I thought as he'd gone down, he looked to almost bounce back up. He didn't look like he dropped the ball though.
Yeah, I think you're unlucky there, Joe. But I think we'll be disappointed not coming away with any points after all the things down there. But now it's about having a good defensive set and keeping them down here and getting on top again.
It was something we were unable to do in the first half. It was keep them within their own half. It was either a penalty or just a really good set that let them upfield and then allows players like Dean to thrive because he wants to put those kick-ins to the backfield.
Yeah, I think so. I think we showed them too much respect in that first half and let them just play whatever they wanted. I think second half we've come out and we've already started showing like a bit more of what we can do instead of what they can.
8 minutes gone. Score remains 10-4 in favour of Warrington as Bruin, get man. I'm trying to look at the right sheet as he plays the ball the centre with the first carry. Now Warrington look to power the way out if they can. Leeds defence has to come up strong here. As Longstaff shifts it on. Nice play. Gets it to Derbyshire. So played a bit of fullback alongside centre. It almost comes by the by as Dean forced to take the ball in on his own 45. High weights. Hayes. Gannon. Gets himself up and over the halfway line, or just about on the halfway line to be fair to him. It's high. Hayes. Bit of space, bit of speed as well. Bruin with the break. Ball comes back. Picked off by Leeds, and there could have been a break on there. We could have been going to the races. Trying to work out the player that got his hands on the ball. Probably Bridgman Reaney. There's another player just unlucky to come off there for Warrington. They're using the speed, and Hayes is as dangerous actually as Dean's been in this game.
Yeah, I remember watching him against our under-18s and he played well then, and he's playing well again today. And then it was just really smart play again up last tackle. spotting we were skinny down that side and looking to play instead of making sure they have to kick on last. Just playing what they see.
Gibbons for O'Connor. Sinfield forced to kick high. It's not deep, it's just high in the air. Taken well by Bardsley Rowe. Under the pressure of Jack Sinfield and company. It's Warrington, 20 metres from their own line. Leeds punishing the Wolves at the start of this half, but like we said, after that first half, they really needed to try build themselves into the game. Definitely are right now. As Green tries to get himself to halfway again and does so on the third. On the fourth now, Warrington shapes to go left, and they do go left to Dean, kicking early in the tackle count over the head of Broadbent, who doesn't have to tackle the sunlight. Whereas, be interested to see how Warrington's backline deal with those high kicks, especially if you look into this. Can't quite see it on the screen at the moment, but this near side, this south stand side corner, the north or the southeast corner, should I say, it's absolutely bathed in sunlight. It's low as well as Leeds win a penalty. O'Connor catching Warrington offside. Conditions may be turning in Leeds' favour now, Alfie. Maybe. Not that that's something you rely on.
Yeah, I think we started well this half and just keep building on it. I think Jared's brought quite a bit in attack and D, really. Any quick rucks he's been going, and in defence he's been slowing the rucks down a lot more, and hopefully we can keep this up.
Walters fends away from one and goes searching for the centre of the field and finds it. Finds his front as well, 30 metres out from the try line. Leeds. Mustafa back out on the park for the Rhinos. Will be a welcomed arrival out there for Chev Walker's side. Hurd spots a gap. We've seen him score an absolute blistering try against Hull KO, and he just powered his way straight to the line. O'Connor, is there a gap for him? He tries to go and twist his way to the... Try ground the ball, and he can't on that occasion. Back to the 10. But Leeds... building here, could really do with a try. Sinfield, little step. Can he get himself over the line? The look at both touch judges, and he can. Try time Leeds, Alfie. Just what we needed after building that pressure.
Yeah, I think that we'll be really happy with that. I think got ourselves back in it now, well and truly, and I think we're in the best position to go from here. And just good play by Jack. Then I think it was solo marker, and he meant most of it by going and playing at him.
We saw him score a great try against Bradford using that step, but it was a risky play in that he let the players absolutely come off the line and had the patience to then go, I'm going to stand here for a second longer and then straight through. It's really intelligent rugby.
Yeah, I think that's one of Jack's best attributes, like his composure. Like some people might try force pass there or think they're waiting too long and just force a play, but he stayed composed and came up with playing ends.
Is he a player that you've enjoyed playing alongside this year since he's made the step up into? Obviously, he's a first team contracted player, but when he has been stepped up into the 18s or the reserves, is he a player you've enjoyed sort of working with as a spine?
Yeah, really good as a spine. 'Cause, I think me and Kai Morgan have worked well whenever we've played together, and looking forward to doing that a bit more when I'm back from injury.
Of course, we can't wait to see you back out on the field, mate. As Sinfield slots that conversion, a couple of the boys under 18s wise currently out injured, but to an extent it's a long season now, and there's still plenty of games left to be played.
Yeah, I think we're starting to get some bodies back now, and by the end of the season, which is obviously the most important part of the season, we should have a really good squad, and I don't think there's any reason why we can't go unbeaten for the rest of the season.
Just for the fans that might be interested, how far do you reckon you are maybe away from getting back into action?
I'd say maybe a couple of weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Hopefully 2, but just see how it goes back in training this week. I've done my running stages now, so it's about building back into training.
Fantastic work. We can't wait to see you, whether you're watching from home or we do, as always, encourage you come down and watch either the reserves or the 18s. The women as well. It's absolutely entertaining rugby. There's not been a dull game this year at all, as Leeds come forward superbly through Jack Broadbent getting his way towards the Warrington line. Sinfield with that step again, looking to just have the Warrington defenders' lives there. It's absolutely lethal from the halfback. As O'Connor goes searching out a dummy half. It's just a stoppage in play. So the Warrington man's been left down. 25 left. Scoring is locked up at 10-all. Great try from Jack Sinfield to draw his back level. And it's been a total role reversal from the first half, Alfie. It's Warrington had that first half. I'd say we're comfortably winning this second half just on performance alone.
Yeah, I think we've had great territory this half, and we've managed to turn it into points eventually. I think we could have done a bit earlier, but I think we'll be happy with how we started. And yeah, all the players have been down in Warrington's end, so we'll be pleased with that, and hopefully it carries on.
So the Warrington player, not sure who quite is, receiving treatment from both sets of staff, medical staff. Might be Jacob Gannon, but I'm not quite sure. Can't see a number. Thanks to the fans as well that are letting us know where you watch from as well. Great that whether you're in York, Dowell, or is Steve's put the deepest Derbyshire. So glad you're with us. And we do hope that you're enjoying this coverage. We do love bringing all the action live into your homes, or wherever you are watching from, on your computer, TV, smartphone, tablet. Always stay up to date with the Rhinos as well. Follow us on Twitter at Leeds Rhinos. Same on Facebook, Instagram. I believe TikTok Leeds Rhinos official, I believe, on TikTok. As Leeds kick over the top. Felt well fielded by Booth, but Bridgman really up in his face. And he's looking to just keep up this momentum that it's not stopped. It's almost like, not that they've waved the magic wand, but Chev's implemented a bit more of a game plan and said, this is what we need to be doing. We need to be shutting them down in defence, and in attack we've been looking really on top as well.
I think we've just been really dominant since start of second half, and I think we've just been a lot more disciplined this half with the ball. Like, we're not forcing plays and coming up with errors, giving away less penalties in defence, and
that's Tapia trying to find a gap down the edge. He almost had a bit of a break. Hayes involved as well, but giving the ball over, is that really the wisest thing? When you know how lethal Dean's been with his kicking game?
Yeah, maybe not, but I quite like that, like trying to play on last tackle, but maybe not there when they've been struggling, especially on back of been struggling, I think if you kick to a corner and put a good kick chase in and defend off the back of that, I don't think how much can go wrong there.
Whereas now the boys have the ball back just shy of halfway. Now they're over halfway. Nathan Snee taking that carry, and great to see Nathan back in action. Another that's been unfortunate with injury, but he's in for his third appearance of the season. As O'Connor gives it to Hurd. Nice movement for Broadbent, flat for Smith. I think Jack Smith's in his most favoured position as well in centre. I think wing, he likes having the opportunity to carry the ball, I think, does Jack.
Yeah, I think he likes them 2-on-2 situations that centre finds himself in, I think he'd back himself opposite centres, and he loves to find his winger, which for under 18s has been Neil, but today it's obviously Kenzie, and I'm sure Kenzie will finish as well.
Yes. Kenzie goes over into the global terrace. It was a really deep kick and almost looked like he was going to get to the ball there. It's Ken's. But in the end, it's now another 7 tackle set to Warrington. We saw how lethal they were last time they had a 7 tackle. So it just requires you to do that bit more defensive work. It's a good rule when it's in your favour, but when you're defending, it's an absolute killer. I can imagine.
Yeah, definitely when you're defending and 7 tackle, you know.
Ooh, it's Mustafa. The dangerous tackle on Ellis Longstaff. He looked to have it under control originally, did Mui, so I'm not sure whether there was a bit of movement in the tackle from Ellis that just tipped him. The clock will stop. Just see what the referee Sweeten is coaching, his officiating team are going to do. It's a bit like the Holroyd situation in the first half, in that, you know, I think Moise are just trying to. Oh, it's a red card. It's a straight red card for Moise Mustafa, and that in itself is a coach killer, because now defending with 12 players.
Yeah, the boys are really going to have to group together now and tighten up in defence. And yeah, I think it's going to be a big effort now from boys, but you know, I think Moise, that's part of his game. I don't think you can take that out of his game, because you know, he's aggression and
he's an aggressive and physical player, isn't he? He likes tackling. You can tell.
Definitely. I think sometimes, you know, it can just go wrong like that, because you know, I don't think there were too much in it. Just sometimes it can just happen like that.
So Dean with the subsequent penalty sideline kick. Penalty goal. It's Hayes. Warrington, they'll be buoyed by that moment. To just under 20 minutes left to play. Leeds really needed to muscle up here. They're going to get a draw, or maybe even try and maybe sneak a win. They'd have to stop Warrington first. As that offload from Dean is pounced upon by Joe Gibbons. Just overplaying Warrington when they really don't need to.
Yeah, I think, especially when we're down to 12, you know, I think about them, it should just be trying to tire us out in our own half and build some pressure. But I think on our point of view, we'll take that all day.
Sinfield, Walters, not quite had the space there, has he, Sam, to stretch his legs and get going? They've been quick up on him.
No, I think, you know, a few times he's looked dangerous with ball in hand, but I think Warrington have been up pretty quick on him, and you know, he's obviously a strong runner at ball, and Warrington will be aware of that, so they're also trying to not let him to.
Sinfield kicks again early in the count. It's bouncing towards the sideline and goes over the sideline. Not a bad kick. When you've got 12 players on the field, you know, you're looking for the sideline, but you've got them at. Well, I think they're going to put this at 10 metres, but I think it should have gone back a little bit further, closer to the try line.
Yeah, good kick by Jack. You know, we're in a good place here, and it's about having a good defensive set now and getting back in that cycle and us being on top.
Like we have been for the whole of the second half. If you've just joined us, we levelled the scores up. It was originally Warrington that took a 10-4 lead going into half-time. 2 quick tries, but then Jack Broadbent scoring the only one of the half as Warrington have a break on here with Derbyshire. A crucial ankle tap there from Mackenzie Turner. Big from Leeds, and then the knock-on. Well forced there from the Rhinos, and Jack Broadbent in particular.
Yeah, good ankle tap by Kens, and Jack were full of energy to get in there and help him out, and I think we've been unlucky there.
2 players that have swapped positions. Jack obviously back, starting in the centres, and Ken's at full-back, swapped them around, and they've looked a little bit better, haven't they, as Leeds make another change. Joe Hurd leaving the field for, I think that looks like Tom Holroyd. But it's the class. They're saying that the ball came off a Leeds man, maybe as it went to the ground, or is an illegal strip, because Holroyd to keep the ball. And that was all set for our ball, for us to attack there.
Yeah, I think Jack Broadbent were a bit unlucky. I think he tried to one-on-one steal it, and in the result, it just came out and forward off him.
It's Warrington now. Boyd, yet again. Thomas, gives it to Burgess. pass from Gannon. He's been ever energetic for the wire tonight. Hayes using a bit of speed, gets into Booth. Let's move to puts to Payer in a bit of space. Some beating down here at Headingley as the score remains 10 points all. Hayes cuts back across, gives it to Dean, looking wide, throws a wide pass. It has to be batted down by Turner. It was crucial, otherwise I think we're talking try time again for Jake Thewlis.
Yeah, 100%. You could see how much space we were in, so obviously down to 12, it's not going to help as numbers wise, but Ken's did what he had to there. A great play to knock it down, but it means we've got a day up again here now, and it's going to be tough to hold these out.
So Warrington with the scrum 10 metres from the Leeds try line. It's Hayes. They're going to try and use that extra man. Booth going to try fend his way past Mackay Bridgman-Reaney, but he's up to the challenge. Stop in play, though. I think it's Bridgman-Reaney that's been left on the ground. Instantly, it was a quick thing, just reeled away. Again, hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah, I think I saw referee's reaction straight away. I think it was pretty clear. I think there were a head clash with Jack, but hopefully he's all right.
Shout out as well to, if you're watching as a Warrington fan. So we do hope that you're enjoying the coverage nonetheless. It's the second Warrington team to have played at Headingley this year. The under-16s had a big win when they faced Mark Buttrell's side a few months ago. That full game's available for you to watch live now with full match commentary. As will this one too, post-match. I'm quite sure on the player that's left the field here.
I think it's Jack.
I think it is Jack Broadbent.
I thought it was infield.
Sorry, Jack Sinfield, excuse me. Yes, it is. No, you're right.
Danny's going on.
There's another change forced here for Leeds. I'm not sure what. So now I'm not sure what he's gone straight down the tunnel as well. I don't think we're going to see Jack Sinfield again in the last 14 minutes or just about.
I think Mackenzie's just gone back to fullback now.
So you have to put Jack Broadbent in the halves.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's Hayes, short pass for Thomas. Moves towards the goals. His posts are waiting. The try line's waiting. Can Warrington get themselves back in the lead? Gannon, Dean, Hayes keeps moving for Derbyshire. Tries to wriggle his way to the try line, but the slide defence is good. Really great from Leeds. Brilliant slide.
I think our scrambled D's got to be really on it now, especially being down to 12. I think they're going to find that extra number pretty easy, so got to make it as hard as we can for them, and that scrambled D's got to be on it from everywhere.
Got to be on the point as in-man. Shapes, gives it to Longstaff. Back over the 10. Now it's Dean again. Onto Derbyshire. Can he roll over the line? The celebrations are starting. I think that says it's a try, and it is a try. Try scorer Jack Derbyshire gives Warrington the lead back. 10 points to 4, and that was kind of coming. Bear in mind, Leeds have a man down, Alfie.
Yeah, I think scramble were good then as well. Like we got bodies in. I thought we held it up at first, but he obviously got ball down and could have probably been a bit stronger in there. But came from a quick play of the ball, and Riley Dean just saw one marker and just skipped around him and looked up at numbers on this edge.
Change of kicker. We're going to see Leon Hayes take over. The sun is right in our eye line. I don't think the sun could be any lower or in a more inconvenient position. As we look over to the western terrace. It's a beautiful evening, though. Like we said earlier, beautiful conditions here at Headingley. As Hayes just measures himself. left footer, so it's just going away from him. He just can't convert. I think it's pretty far wide as score remains. Leeds Rhinos reserves 10, Warrington Wolves reserves 14. We'd say with the man advantage, Warrington will be looking to kick on here.
Yeah, definitely. I think they'll be full of confidence now, especially with us down to 12. I think it's going to be tough for our boys, but I've definitely got faith in them, and it's just about believing in themselves. And
it's only a try, isn't it?
I think
we're down to the numbers.
I think with that conversion as well, I think that's one for us. I think it'll give boys a bit of encouragement that can only do one try and a conversion, and we're back in front.
Do with using these. Oh, there's push the winger in Thulis back here. There's now Hayes with the dart out dummy half up towards the 20. Now Gannon just allowing the space, leads his line, standing firm. Not a lot of line speed at all. Just waiting for Warrington to come to them. No point in shooting out the line, is there? Then you'd rather than being 12 men down, you're down to 11 if you're shooting and not certain.
Yeah.
And he's stuck in no man's land. It's Hayes. And for Thomas. He's just trunching his way towards halfway as Tom Holroyd and Joe Gibbons hanging off you. You're going to feel like you're walking through... is that ball ricochets off the arm of Nathan Snee. It's going to be back to 1, says the referee. Said he played at it. Well, clearly played it, didn't he? When his hands are up in the air like they were from Nathan there.
Yeah, good energy to get quick pressure, but it's not what we wanted, 6 again now. Now they're definitely going to finish in a good place as long as they complete the set.
It's now Thomas working his way towards the Leeds 40. Out dummy half. Dean fumbles that ball. It's just, I don't know where his mind was going there, Riley Dean. Probably on the pass out wide for either Derbyshire or Thulis. But Leeds with an important position of the ball, and this is probably an important time in the game. We've just inside the last 10 minutes. I think they call this in the NFL the witching hour. I'd say the witching 10 minutes. It doesn't quite have the same ring, does it? But so where Warrington will seal this game, or it's where Leeds could fight back.
Yeah, I think we got exciting 10 minutes in front of us, and it could go either way, but hopefully it goes to ours. But I think to do that, we need to build some pressure like we did at the start of the second half. It's going to be harder with 12, but that'll help.
Offside, that will help us for certain. Going to get thinking of a better phrase than so Leeds starting the new set. Oh, he's pushing him back to halfway. It was at least near the 40. So that's about right. Wouldn't you? A bit uncertain there. As Gibbons with that charge in. O'Connor. Salkel, short pass for Tom Holroyd, but he's got 3 men around him. That'll make him feel like he's trudging through a bowl full of petit falou. Just be that sticky and muddy. As Leeds go wide with Walters, a bit of space as well. That's an unlucky pass, but the linesman says back to 1. Leeds allowed to play. Broadbent's in! Try time for Leeds. They're under the post as well. What a moment! Oh, it all looked off there, Alfie, as Walters made the break. The pass back on the inside. It was due to the touch judge waving back to 1 that Leeds carried on playing, and there was the space. Warrington's eye was fractured, and Jack Broadbent just dances his way through. What a moment!
Yeah, that's we really needed that. That could be a big moment in this game. I think it came from great carry by Tom Holroyd. I think he got like 10 metres with few players around him. Quick play of the ball, and then shifted out to Sam Walters, and he skipped over to edge pretty nice and created overlap. I think if the pass had got off to Neil, I think Neil could have been in anyway. But they patted it down, and Kenzie were there pushing through, and great spot play by Jack Broadbent.
I think he's converting his own conversion here. He's kicking his own conversion here, Jack Broadbent. So he just steps up, swoops the ball around, And the flags go up, and Leeds take the lead for the first time in this game. 16 points to 14. Broadbent with the conversion. We've really got a game on. We said we'd have a game. It's not been the most high-scoring game, but has it been entertaining? Yes. It's ticked that box for sure. 5 minutes by my watch, but it could be slightly longer. We've had a couple of stoppages, haven't we? As Chimambe takes the ball on the full. Leeds, Boyd full of confidence here. As Chimambe. Again, quiet, but not had to do a lot, has he, Neil? It's one of those where, actually, you just settle into the game, and although you might not be noticed for making, scoring the tries, as Neil usually is, I'm not discounting that just yet, though. He has been pretty secure in this game.
Yeah, I think he's done everything he's had to. He's been good on the high ball, and when he's took his carries, he's come with some intent, and he's made some good meters.
Leeds back over the halfway mark. Like we say, a man down after Muiz Mustafa got sent off for a dangerous tackle, but that's a clever kick from Broadbent, and Turner will chase. He's quick, Mackenzie Turner, but not quite that quick.
No.
A feral kick. It's headed back nearly into the courtyard area of just behind the Global Stand and North Stand. But yet again, a few minutes full of big moments, and this for sure is another. This defensive set going to prove crucial to Leeds trying to sustain this lead. Thomas just hit a thump as he goes into the tackle. As he's taken down. Now they move, trying to expose the extra man on the edge, and that ball goes to ground. Class back to one. They're saying it's come off Jack Smith. Not quite agree with that one, but
No, me neither. I just thought the Warrington player just lost it in contact, but it's quite hard to see when there's quite a lot of players in motion. But
it's another one of those 50-50s. Although we're quite in front of it,
yeah,
we're definitely not the referees at the same time, are we? So
no.
We'll just go off their calls, but a big call nonetheless. Really on about the second player is Hayes darts his way through the middle of the field, tries to cut his way through Jared O'Connor, but Jared says no. Now Inman charges away, and Holroyd has to clatter him and take him down. And another set restart. Leeds forced to defend some more. Gannon on the first. Working his way to the posts. If there's a time to defend, now is that time for the Rhinos. If there's time to score for Warrington, you'd say this would just about maybe wrap up the result. Hayes steps away. A man shot out for Leeds. As Tapia is taken down by the Leeds man, and that's a knock-on from Inman at dummy half. He got a bit too excited, didn't he, there, the hooker? And Leeds come up trumps. Again, another moment. I'm struggling for words. I can't speak at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely massive, keeping them out that set, For all the odds, it looked like they could have scored, but, we worked for each other, we scrambled well, and, yeah, I think we got the reward for our efforts.
He got a bit too excited, didn't he, the hooker? I think he saw the try line and saw himself scoring the try before he really got the ball over the try line.
Yeah.
But you'd have argued that maybe was the right play, though, because Leeds' line looked a little bit fractured.
Maybe, yeah,
Trying to catch him a bit short. They're a man down. Shout for a knock-on. I'm not quite sure on that occasion. This is heading into the closing stages. Myself and Alfie Edgell. Been a pleasure to bring you another live stream. We hope you stay with us straight through to the end as Turner with that carry. Kenzie as Kai Bridger-Marini towards the 40. Leeds up to safe set. Nice safe set and complete. That pass back on the inside from Canberra looks a little bit optimistic, but Tom Holroyd makes a few metres and another player left down in back play for Warrington. And the clock stops once again. I think now's an opportune moment. Despite the result either way, Alfie, who would be your player of the match for either team?
Yeah,
who stood out for you?
I think both Warrington's halfbacks have totally controlled everything they've done, and they've both been really good. And then for us, I think Jack Broadbent's come up with some big plays. He's 2 tries, and I think he's been full of energy, just plenty of push on any breaks. And I think Sam Walters as well. I think he's come up with some big plays, like plenty of after contact meters, and yeah, say any of them for really.
So I don't think there's another name I'd quite like to throw in for that. I think I totally agree about the halfbacks. Riley Dean and Leon Hayes have dictated everything that Warrington have done well. Just to say, echo exactly what you've just said. Everything that Warrington have done well, they have. I think Jacob Gannon is worth mentioning. But if he's even been off the field, I'm not too sure. It's Luke Thomas going off the field, and it's Lucas Green coming on. He's maybe the other name I might throw out there, that's got through a lot of hard work. Broadbent demanding the ball on the 5th because of the belly kick. It doesn't quite. He must have hit a corner because that's spiralling all over the place. Heads down towards the goal line, but it's a 7-tackle set. And, given the height, that'd have been nice, but definitely not the length. That's just maybe even hurt the boys here.
Yeah, no, I think that's 2 in a row now. We've given 7 tackle sets, and we're just kind of inviting them back into it, which we really don't need to do.
So into the final moments of the game. We don't have an official game clock, but that's a knock on. That's a big knock on. I think it's Jake Thewlis that has his head in his hands. It is Jake Thewlis as well. What a play. What a game. What a moment. The referee just stops the clock, leads with the scrum. And really, against the run of play, the boys are looking to come away with the result. I don't want to speak too early, so touch wood. If you believe in superstitious things like that, as Gibbons tries to release Turner, and definitely not the right play. And you can see how annoyed with him he is. Joe Gibbons, hand goes in the air. It just wasn't on. What was he thinking?
No, I don't think we had to force it then at all. Just build the set, complete down in a good place. We're in their half already, so we'd have just built set, completed in a good place, and hopefully turned ball over in their half and met them come at us from their own 10, hopefully.
It's going to be a commentator's curse, isn't it? I apologise for the viewers. It was unintentional. As Dean darts, there's the gap for Riley Dean, and through he goes. Kicks ahead. Is Jack Smith going to get to the ball before Ellis Longstaff? Leeds do, though. It's not Jack Smith, though. Trying to look at who has got there and made the big play. Turner, Jack Smith's gone down, cramped up. It's Sam Walters. There you go. A man of the match contender, like you said, came up with the big play. But again, don't think Warrington really needed to force that at all. And we're not too sure how long is left. But I don't think Warrington needed to force that.
No, I think you were going for match winner there, but I think it just says a lot about us as a team. Our 12 men, how many pink shirts were on that ball then, and I think we made his own look there. Chef says that quite a lot. We make your own look, and I think that proved it there.
Broadbent with that great carry gets a nice rapturous applause from the fans around as O'Connor plays the ball. It's Higgins that plays the ball, and O'Connor will kick over. That's a better kick to a degree, but it still goes over for the dead ball line for another 7-tackle set. What I think it'll be Warrington. It's now check to Warrington. What can you do to get out of trouble and maybe win the game? Gannon turns. Walters is there. Hits the deck. Green back into the markers, trying to just catch them out. But if there's anyone you're not going to catch out, it's probably Jared O'Connor. His tackling ability is definitely up there with some of the young talent in the sport. As Longstaff trying to use the extra man out wide that they do have. Derbyshire runs into traffic. Leeds do well. Survive here. Longstaff, Dean. On for Redcliffe. Back with the post in sight in the middle of the field here, Warrington. Inman. Dean. He's going to look. He's going to step. He tries to get away from O'Connor and does so. Gets a booming pass It hits the turf, it bounces up. Booth takes it, gets it moved on. And here comes Warrington across, running a line back in field on the 5th now. This is probably make or break here for Warrington. Inman, Hayes, Gannon, wide pass, gets it to Longstaff. Derbyshire for the corner! Warrington break Leeds' hearts. And in at the corner, Jack Derbyshire gets a second. And I think that's game, set and match, Alfie, unfortunately.
Maybe, yeah, I think they made the extra number count there on that last tackle. You know, just working it to an edge, playing what they saw, and yeah, I think we tried his best to get across, but just couldn't get there in the end. I think it came off the back of a few dumb plays by us in attack, like especially last tackle plays. I think that's a few now in a row where we've given 7 tackle sets, and that's what happens. We get punished.
The slide defence has looked so good throughout this game, you know, even when we did lose Muiz. But like I said, just on that occasion, just could not get there quick enough. And it's cost us on this occasion. The score is level on 16 points. So it will be. It's Dean that's retaken his. Said I'll take those. I'll take my kicking teeth back. Thank you. Like I said, my maths is definitely wrong. Right, it's 18 points to 16. It's got the 2-point advantage here, Warrington. Make it 4 if they can convert with Dean. Just takes a look at the post, looks back at the ball, looks at those posts again, taking all the time he's got. And then just steadies himself. Here comes a step. Let's have a look. Hoofs the ball, and that's as good a kick as you're going to get. Makes a score 20 points to 16, and that marks full time here at Headingley Stadium. Leeds Rhinos have their hearts broken, although that last-ditch try from Jack Broadbent looked to give them the win. They couldn't quite hold out, despite going down to 12 men. Muiz Mustafa going off with a red card. Jack Derbyshire scoring his second try of the half to get over. And it's makes a half of the full-time score. Leeds Rhinos reserves 16, Warrington Wolves reserves 20. Thank you so much to Alfie for all your insightful comments. I really hope you enjoyed doing the analysis. My name's been Dan Hawker. Thank you so much to yourselves as well for tuning in. It's always a pleasure. There's so many games coming up as well. Obviously the Challenge Cup final and the AB 1895 Sundex final as well tomorrow. But Rugby League also returns next week. The Rhinos under-18s taking on Wakefield at Stanningley. If you fancy that on Friday night, kick-off 7 o'clock, with the Rhinos first team also in action against Warrington Wolves over at the Halliwell Jones Stadium. Kick-off 8 o'clock live on Sky Sports. But get yourself over there, get yourself behind the boys. Tickets and travel available now at tickets.therhinos.co.uk. And to round all that off as well, Leeds Rhinos women in action on Sunday against York City Knights at the LNER Stadium. Kickoff for that is 12 p.m. Lowest for Southside looking for their second win of the campaign against the York side that beat St Helens last time out. But it's goodbye from myself, Dan Hawkhead. Thank you so much for tuning in. Everyone stay safe, and we'll see you soon.